Hello po. This time, pag-aaralan natin yung hyperbola whose center is not in the origin. So, it will be represented by h and k. And I will give you the different formulas para mas maintindihan niyo po or para masagutan niyo po yung mga different problems under this hyperbola. So again, ang hyperbola pwedeng opens to the right or opens to the left. Pwede rin siyang hyperbola opens upward and downward. So, ang pagbabasihan niyo po rito is yung foci. If the foci is on the x-axis, the hyperbola opens to the left and to the right. If the foci of the hyperbola is on the y-axis, it means the graph opens upward and downward. So, ang equation kapag opens to the right or to the left, ito po yun, x minus h, or quantity of x minus h squared over a squared minus quantity of y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1. Pero pag ang hyperbola opens upward or downward, y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared is equal to 1. So, wala masyadong pinagkaiba dun sa center is 0, 0, pero dito dinagdag lang si h at saka si k. Ang parabola na opens to the left and to the right, mauna si x minus h. Pero pag upward or downward, mauna si y minus k squared. So, yan yung mga dapat nyo tandaan. Again, yung value ni a or ni b, not necessary na mas malaki si a. Pwedeng mas malaki si b. So, these are the different formulas for the vertices, co-vertices, foci, transverse, conjugate, latus, and equation of the asymptotes. So, para magamit natin yung or para mas maintindihan yung mga different formulas, let's proceed on example number 1. Okay, in this example, we're going to determine the coordinates of your center, the foci, vertices, co-vertices, the length of the transverse axis, the conjugate, and the latus rectum. And the last one is we're going to sketch the graph. So, example number 1, we have quantity of x minus 7 squared over 25 minus y or quantity of y plus 2 squared over 16 is equal to 1. So, nauna si x dito, x minus h. So, ibig sabihin, the hyperbola opens to the left or to the right. This will be your a squared, this will be your b squared. So, 25 si a squared, b squared is 16. Solution. Since the equation is in the form of x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1, and the center is 7, negative 2. Paano nakuha itong 7? Always remember, ang pair ni x or kasama ni x is si h. So, constant yung negative, so positive 7 ito. K is negative 2. Kung positive ito, yung k is negative, so negative 2. Okay? For the value of a, since your a squared is 25, so a is 5, then the coordinates of the vertices are h plus a k and h minus a k. Paano saan ito kinuha doon sa formula? So, balikan nyo yung formula. So, 7 plus 5 and negative 2. 7 minus 5 and negative 2. You can simplify that one. So, 7 plus 5 is 12, copy negative 2. 7 minus 5, 2, copy negative. So, these are the coordinates of your vertices. How about the co-vertices? For your co-vertices, that is b squared is equal to 16, so b is equal to 4. The coordinates of the co-vertices are hk plus b, hk minus b is equal to 7, negative 2 plus 4, kasi yung b natin is 4, 7, negative 2, minus 1. Bakit dito siya nag-subtract? Or bakit ito yung formula? Again, babalikan nyo doon sa ating given kanina sa unang slide or unang lesson. So, you can simplify that one. So, 7, positive 2, and 7, negative 6. So, that's the coordinate of your co-vertices. For the foci, ang formula is a squared plus b squared equals to, your a squared is 25, your b squared is 16. So, that is square root of 41. 41 is not a perfect square, so ito ng inyong value. So, the coordinates of the foci are h plus ck, h minus ck. So, 7 plus square root of 41 and 7 minus square root of 41. Kung ayaw nyo ilagay yung square root, you can change this one into decimal. Okay, accepted na po yun siya. Walang problema dun. So, that's your coordinate of the foci. So, transverse axis, we have 2a, so 2 times 5 is 10 units. Conjugate axis is 2b, so 2 times 4 is 8 units. Length of the latus rectum, 2b squared over a, so 16 is b squared. So we will have 32 over 5 or 6.4 units. Okay, equation of the asymptotes, we have y is equal to k plus minus b over a x minus h. So, itong formula na to kinuha pa rin doon sa ating table kanina. So, substitute the given, your k is negative 2, plus minus your b is 4, your a is 5, so x minus 7. So, that's your equation of the asymptote. And the last one is sketch. We're going to sketch the graph. So sketch the graph. Okay. So in sketching the graph, okay, you can use again an app on sketching this one, or you can graph it manually. So medyo matagal lang yung manual na pag-graph. Pero okay din man, walang problema dun. Okay? So we will have, okay, sketching the graph. This will be the graph. Okay? Plot all the points. We will have the center. Center is at 7, negative 2. Nandito, 7, negative 2. I know, marunong na po kayo mag-plot ng mga points. So, this is center, vertices 2, negative 2, 12, negative 2. Then the focus, and the transverse, and the conjugate, and the asymptotes. In graphing the asymptote, in graphing it manually, you can assign points. Okay, kayo pong bahala. Parang pakapareho lang po mag-graph ng linear equation. So, but mas madali kung meron po kayong app. Okay. Take note, in the graph of the asymptote, always po dumadaan sa center. Nandito pa. Okay, and this is the graph of our equation. Second example, in your second example, may mga problems kasi na hindi siya sa standard form. So, ngayon, ang gagawin natin, we will change that one. So, applying the different processes. Una, we're going to group this one, yung lahat ng x grupo, lahat ng y grupo, para ang tawag natin dito is factoring by grouping. After that, titingnan nyo kung may common monomial or may kailangang i-factor dyan. So, ang pwedeng i-factor lang dito is yung negative 2 at saka negative 8. So, ang common dyan is negative 2. So, we will have x squared. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4. So, x squared plus 4x dito walang common. Na-transpose rin pala si negative 45 kaya positive 45. So, we need to use the completing the square method para makabuo tayo mamaya ng perfect square trinomial. So, using b over 2a squared, kaya naging ganito. The same with this one. Kung nag-add tayo sa kabila ng 4 at saka 1, dapat mag-add rin tayo rito. Bakit meron tayo multiply ng negative 2? Kasi may negative 2 ang pares ng positive 4. So, negative 2 times 4. And then, simplify mo lang yan. Ito na po yung tinatawag na perfect square trinomial. And perfect square trinomial may magkaparehong factors. Ang factors nito ay x plus 2, x plus 2, or x plus 2 squared. Ito naman ay y minus 1 times y minus 1 or y minus 1 squared. And then, divide both sides by 36. So, we will have, simplify that one. Ang matitira ay x or negative x plus 2 squared over 18. Ito naman ay y minus 1 over 36 squared. Y minus 1 squared over 36 equal to 1. Ngayon, as you can observe, hindi po ito yung ating equation. Kasi yung equation is dapat minus yung nasa gitna. Okay? Dapat subtraction dyan, hindi siya addition. But, as you can observe, if we're going to rearrange this one, mauna itong y minus 1 squared, that is positive, ang kalalabasan ay ganito. Y minus 1 squared over 36 minus, kasi negative yung value ni x plus 2 squared over 18. So, minus na yan dyan. So, this is the equation na hinahanap natin. So, the value of a is 36, the value of b is 18. And as you can observe, nauna si y minus 1, which is y minus k. So, itong hyperbola opens upward or downward yan siya. So, solution. So, since the equation is y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus 8 squared over b squared is equal to 1, the center is negative 2 and 1. Si h, ito po. Kasi pares siya or kasama siya ni x. Hindi ito si h. Ito po si h. So, positive yan siya. So, magiging negative 2 yung h. Yung k natin is negative 1. Negative ito. So, automatically the k is positive 1. That is the center. For the vertex, your a is 36. Tama ba? Okay, your a is 36. So, your a squared is 36. Your a is 6. So, the coordinates of the vertices are h, k plus a, and hk minus a. So negative 2, 1 plus 6, negative 2, 1 minus 6. So simplify nyo lang, the coordinates are negative 2, 7, and negative 2, negative 5. So since b squared is equal to 18, so b squared of 18 ang ating value para sa b. So the coordinates of co-vertices are h plus bk, h minus bk. So negative 2 plus square root of 18, negative 2, and 1. Negative 2 minus square root of 18 and 1. Again, you can simplify this one kung gusto nyo yung gamitin yung decimal, mas okay lang naman, walang problema. They are the same. Walang problema. Express your answer in 2 decimal places lang or round off in 2 decimal places. So, we have also the formula for finding the value of c or the foci. So, the value is square root of 54. The coordinates of the foci are h, k plus c, and h, k minus c. Negative 2, 1 plus square root of 54, negative 2, 1, and these are your coordinates for the foci. Transverse 2a, so 2 times 6 is 12 units. Your 2b or b is square root of 18, so 2 square root of 18 units or 8.49 units. So length of the latus rectum, that is your b squared, and then a is 6 units. Your transverse, your equation of the asymptote is this one. Okay, you need to simplify, substitute the given, and then simplify lang ninyo. Panghuli ay sketch the graph. So, ito na po yung graph ng ating equation kanina. So, ito po yung center, the transverse axis, the conjugate axis, okay, the vertices, nandito po, the co-vertices, okay, and the asymptotes. Okay, that's it for the finding the parts given the equation. Ngayon naman, opposite tayo, given the parts, hanapin po natin yung mga equation. So, ano ba yung mga dapat natin i-consider in making an equation out of the parts? Okay, halimbawa, number 1, the center is at 7, negative 2, a vertex is at 2, negative 2, and an endpoint of the conjugate axis is at 7, negative 6. So, the center is at hk. So, yung hk natin is 7 and negative 2, which is midway between the vertices. So, kalahati siya ng dalawang vertices. The distance between the vertex and the center is 7 minus 2. So, ang hanapin natin is, or yung kukunin natin is yung value na magkaiba. So, dito, 7, negative 2, 2, and negative 2. So, we need to subtract para makuha natin yung exact distance. So, 7 minus 2 ang gagamitin natin, not the negative 2, negative 2 kasi 0 yung value. So, we will have 7 minus 2 is 5. So, automatically your A is 5. So, the distance between the endpoint of the conjugate axis in the center is, bakit endpoint? Kasi yung endpoint ng conjugate axis, that is the co-vertex. So, the co-vertex stands for the value of B. So, tingnan nyo, ang center 7, negative 2, yung co-vertex natin is 7, negative, or endpoint of the conjugate axis 7, negative 6. So, magkapareho ang 7, so hindi natin kukunin yan. Yung kukunin natin is negative 6 and negative 2. So, that is negative 6 and negative 2. We will have, this is 6, positive 6 pala. So, positive 6, hence the value of B is 4. Please correct this one. This is positive 6. We will have A is 5, your B is 4. So C, A squared plus B squared, so square root of 41. So we will have the center and the vertex both contained on the focal axis. The axis of symmetry is the x-axis. Kung titingnan niyo yung given, yung focus natin is, yung ating vertex is nasa 2, negative 2. At the same time, yung ating focus is nasa the same axis kung nasaan si foci or focus, which is on the x-axis. So the equation for this is x minus h squared over a squared minus y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1. So the equation is x minus 7 squared over 25 minus y plus 2 squared. Your h kasi kanina is 7 dito. Your k is negative 2. So, magkakaroon tayo ng plus 2 kasi may constant na negative times negative 2 is positive 2. Your a is 5. So, we will have 25 for a squared. Your b is 4. So, we will have b squared is 16. That is your equation. That is for number 1. How about number 2. If focus is at 4, 6, and the vertices are 4, 3 minus square root of 5, and 4, 3 plus square root of 5. So solution, since the center is midway between the vertices, okay? Since the center is midway, kalagitnaan siya sa ng vertices, tama? The center is at, okay. Ngayon, kukunin natin yung vertex. Kasi, hanapin kasi natin yung exact value ni center out of the vertex. Kasi kalahati ng vertex or distance ng vertex is nandoon si center. So, the coordinates of the vertex is 4, 3 minus square root of 5 and 4, 3 plus square root of 5. So, ang isipin natin rito, yung may changes lang sa mga values is yung value ni y, which is 3 minus square root of 5 and 3 plus square root of 5. So, we need to divide that 1 into 2 kasi yan po yung distance, okay, ng vertex to center. Hindi po tayo magdi-divide sa 2, okay? Sa 4, I mean, kasi magkaparibo na value. So, doon po tayo sa mag-iibang value. So, 3 plus square root of 5 plus 3 minus square root of 5 divide 2. So, the center is at 4, 3. The center is at 4, 3. Okay. The distance from the center to the vertex is at 3 minus 3 plus square root of 5. And then, bakit yan ang kinuha? Bakit itong ginamit? Kasi, ang distance daw from the center to the vertex is 3 minus 3 plus square root of 5. Ang kinuha rito, instead of 3 minus square root of 5, kasi magkakaroon kayo ng negative value, dito kayo sa positive. So, yung value kasi dito sa y, tignan nyo ang value ng y lang ang may changes sa vertex at saka sa center. Kasi from the center na 3, nag-plus minus ka ng square root of 5. So, ang kinuha dito is ang 3 minus quantity of 3 plus square root of 5. So, simplify this one. Ang A is square root of 5. Distance from the center to the focus. Yun naman ang center going to the focus. So, tingnan nyo ang focus 4, 6. Yung center natin kanina 4, 3. So, huwag nyo kunin yung 4 kasi magkapareho yan. Ang 6, ang 3 kasi, yun yung base ninyo na nag-change from positive 3 going to positive 6. So, 6 minus 3 kayo, the distance from the center to focus is 3. Hence, the value of C is 3. So, since A is square root of 5 and C is 3, so we're going to use the formula but we're going to derive the given C is equal to A squared plus B squared. Ngayon naman is B is equal to C squared minus A squared. So, 3 squared minus square root of 5. Kasi your C is 3, your A is square root of 5. Simplifyin nyo, magkakaroon kayo ng 9 minus 5 is 4. The value of B is 2. The center and the vertex are both contained in the transverse axis, which is vertical, because they have the same x coordinate. So, the equation is in the form of y minus k. Tingnan nyo ang value ni x sa focus at saka sa vertex. Si focus 4. May the same ang value ng x coordinate sa focus at saka sa center, which is 4. Ang may changes is sa y coordinate ng focus at saka vertex. So, 6 dito, 3 rito. So, ibig sabihin, ang nag-change lang is ang y value. It means, kung titingnan natin, if we're going to infer this one, yung inyong graph ay opens upward and downward. Kasi from positive 3, ang focus nag-change into positive 6. Okay, so ang focus ay nasa taas at saka pwede rin siya magbaba. So, ang axis of symmetry nito ay nasa transverse, ang transverse axis nito ay nasa y axis. Kaya ang formula or equation is y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared is equal to 1. Substitute all the given. So therefore, this is the equation. Your h is positive 3. Your k is positive 3. Your h is positive 4. Nandito, ito. And your a is square root of 5, so squared niyan is 5. Your b is 2, so b squared is 4. This is your final equation. Okay, that's it for the hyperbola whose center is not in the origin, represented by h and k. If you have any question on this, kasi medyo mahirap nga ito, please message me in the messenger or call me in my contact number. So thank you for listening, and God bless everyone.